I still remember the exact moment I made my first $100 online. No fancy camera, no big audience, just me, my old laptop, and a cheap cup of coffee. And in this video, I'm going to share exactly how I did it, step by step, so you can do the same. Making your first $100 online is the hardest part. Once you've done it, you'll realize it's possible, it's real, and it's not some get-rich-quick scam. For me, it wasn't about the money. It was about proving to myself that I could actually earn from the internet. So let me take you back to where it all started. The first and arguably most critical step on my journey to making my first $100 online had nothing to do with a secret strategy or a magic piece of software. It was about making a single, powerful decision. Before I made a dime, I was drowning in a sea of information. You've probably seen it too. Endless YouTube videos promising fortunes through dropshipping, affiliate marketing, crypto trading, or selling digital planners. Each video was more convincing than the last, and I found myself jumping from one idea to another, a classic case of shiny object syndrome. This paralysis by analysis is a trap. It keeps you busy learning, but you never actually anything. I realized that if I tried to do everything, I would accomplish nothing. So I made a rule. I had to pick one method and stick with it until I made my first $100. No distractions, no second guessing. I didn't waste time trying every method I saw on YouTube. Instead, I picked one. In my case, it was freelancing. But why freelancing, out of all the options? The choice was strategic, based on 3 core principles that I believe anyone can apply. First, it required absolutely zero financial investment. This was non-negotiable for me. I didn't have money to risk on ad spend for a dropshipping store or to buy inventory. Freelancing is a service-based business. You are selling your time and your skills, not a physical product. The only investment was my time. Second, I could start immediately, like that very same day. There was no waiting for a product to be developed or for a website to be built. I could create a profile on a freelance platform and start looking for work within hours. This sense of immediate action was crucial for building momentum and staying motivated. Third, there was a clear and high demand for what I could offer, even at a basic level. And what could I offer? At that time, I had basic graphic design skills from playing around on Canva. I'd made posters for school events, designed funny birthday cards for friends, and created simple graphics for my own social media. I want to be crystal clear about this. I wasn't a pro. I had no formal training, I didn't know the advanced theory of color and typography, and I certainly couldn't use complex software like Adobe Illustrator. The voice of imposter syndrome was loud, telling me I wasn't good enough to charge money for my work. But then, I had a realization. I didn't need to be the best designer in the world, I just needed to be good enough for someone's specific, simple need. The world is full of small business owners, solopreneurs, and content creators who don't need a world-class design from a top-tier agency. They just need a clean logo, a nice-looking social media post, or a simple YouTube thumbnail. And that I knew I could do. I wasn't a pro, but I knew enough to make simple logos and social media posts. So how do you pick your one thing? Start by looking inward. Ask yourself, what skills, hobbies, or knowledge do I already possess? Don't discount anything. Are you great at organizing? You could be a virtual assistant. Do you enjoy writing? You could be a content writer. Are you a grammar nerd? You could be a proofreader. Next, filter those skills through the zero investment lens. Focus on services you can offer without needing to spend money up front. Finally, ask yourself what you're genuinely curious about. You're going to be spending a lot of time on this, so a little bit of passion goes a long way. This isn't about finding your forever career, it's about choosing a vehicle to get you to your first $100. Choose one, commit to it, and ignore everything else. That focus is your superpower. I spent 2 full days sharpening my skills. I watched free YouTube tutorials, practiced designing for fun, and created a small portfolio. Tip: you don't need a fancy portfolio, you just need to show that you can do the job. With my skills sharpened, it was time to open for business. The big question was where. I explored different freelancing platforms like Upwork and Freelancer.com, but I kept coming back to Fiverr. Its gig-based model felt perfect for a beginner. Instead of bidding on projects, I could package my service like a product on a shelf, making it simple for buyers to understand and purchase. This wasn't just about signing up, it was about setting up my first digital storefront. My mindset shifted from I need to find a job to I am building a business. Then I signed up on Fiverr, Creating the gig itself was my first real strategic challenge. I didn't just write, "I'll make a logo." I did some research. I saw that terms like simple and modern and minimalist were popular, so I crafted my title to catch the eye of buyers searching for that aesthetic. For the gig description, I was incredibly detailed. I outlined my process, what the buyer would receive, like high-resolution files and vector source files, and the number of revisions included. A common mistake beginners make is not having a portfolio. To solve this chicken and egg problem, I spent a day creating 3 distinct high-quality sample logos for fictional businesses. These became my gig's gallery images, proving I could deliver professional work from day one. I created a gig offering simple and modern logo design for $5. Now I know what you're thinking. $5, that's it? And you're right, it's incredibly low. But this was a calculated move. My biggest obstacle wasn't my skill, it was my credibility. I had 0 orders and 0 reviews. The $5 price tag wasn't about earning money, it was a marketing expense. It was a low-risk entry point for a buyer to take a chance on a new seller. My goal wasn't profit on that first order, it was to earn that crucial first 5-star review. That piece of social proof would be worth far more than $5 in the long run. For my first few gigs, I priced low to get reviews. Then came the waiting. The first 24 hours passed with nothing but silence. Doubt started to creep in. Was my gig invisible? Was the price too low, making it look cheap? Instead of just waiting, I got proactive. I spent time every day browsing Fiverr's buyer requests section, writing personalized offers to people who were actively looking for logo designers. It felt like sending messages in a bottle, but it was better than doing nothing. 3 days later, just as I was starting to get discouraged, I woke up, rolled over, and checked my phone out of habit. And there it was, a notification that made my heart jump. "Congratulations, you've received an order." The feeling was electric. It was a mix of pure excitement and a sudden jolt of, "Oh wow, this is real, I have to deliver." It was from a small coffee shop in the US. They were revamping their entire look and feel. They needed a logo for their menu redesign, and I was about to make it happen. Before jumping into any design software, my very first step was communication. I sent a message immediately, thanking them for the order and expressing my excitement. I asked clarifying questions about their brand, their target audience, and any specific ideas they had. This initial communication is critical. It builds trust and ensures you're starting on the right foot. My first $5 was on the line, but more importantly, my first reputation was being built. I designed the logo, sent it over, and they loved it. When I got that $5 payment, it wasn't much, but it was proof. I repeated the process, and after about 3 weeks, I had completed enough gigs to reach $100 in total earnings. That moment changed my mindset completely. So that's the story of my first $100 online. And I want to be crystal clear about something. It wasn't some overnight lottery win. It wasn't a magic button I pushed. It was the result of late nights, a lot of trial and error, and moments where I seriously questioned if I was just wasting my time. But that first $100, it wasn't just money, it was proof. It was a signal that this whole world of online income was real, tangible, and accessible. It was the key that unlocked a door I didn't even know I was looking for. And the most important part of this entire story is that this is something you can absolutely do too. You don't need a fancy degree, a rich uncle, or some kind of secret genius. You just need a roadmap and the will to follow it. Now, the single biggest piece of advice I can give you is this. Focus on one method, just one. The number one reason people fail is what I call shiny object syndrome. You hear about freelancing, so you try that for a few days. Then a video about affiliate marketing pops up and you pivot. Then someone mentions Etsy and you're off to the races again. By trying to do everything, you accomplish nothing. You have to choose one vehicle and learn to drive it well before you even think about another one. And when you do choose, you have to prepare for the dip. The dip is that brutal period after the initial excitement fades, but before you see any real results. It's the valley of despair where 90% of people quit. I remember my first 2 weeks on Fiverr. I'd optimized my gig, I was ready, and I heard crickets. Nothing. I was so close to deleting my account, convinced it was a saturated scam, but I had promised myself I would give it 30 days of consistent, focused effort. And on day 17, I got my first order. That's how close I was to quitting before it even began. So, what are the actionable steps? First, commit to avoiding the most common mistakes. Don't fall into analysis paralysis, where you spend months researching, but never actually anything. And don't be inconsistent, working like a maniac for 2 days and then taking 5 days off. Consistency, even just 1 hour a day, is your superpower. Your first real step is to choose your vehicle. Is it a service you can offer, like writing, graphic design, or video editing? Is it a product you can create or sell? Pick one thing that genuinely interests you. Step 2. Immerse yourself for 1 week. Become a student. Watch the top tutorials, read the top blogs, join a community, and learn the fundamentals of that one method. Step 3. Take imperfect action. Launch your gig, publish that first article, list that first product. It won't be perfect, but done is infinitely better than perfect. The goal is to get your idea out of your head and into the real world, where it can generate feedback and eventually income. That first $100 is the hardest money you will ever make online. But the skills you learn to earn it, the discipline, the marketing, the communication, are the exact same skills you'll use to earn your first $1,000 and then your first $10,000. It's a foundation you build on. So I want to leave you with this challenge. In the comments below, tell me one of two things. Either what is the one method you are going to commit to trying, or if you've already started, what is the single biggest roadblock you're facing right now? I read every comment, and your feedback is what will shape the future of this channel. If there's enough interest, I'll create a full, in-depth tutorial series on the most requested topic, whether that's setting up a Fiverr gig that gets orders fast, or a beginner's guide to affiliate marketing. If you got any value from this today, please hit that like button. It truly helps. And subscribe so you don't miss what we build together next. Your journey starts now.